trailing zeros. Trailing zeros. I will start again from the basics. Trailing zeros means number of zeros at the end. Number of zeros at the end. Or in other words, it is nothing but the highest power of 10 power k. Highest power of 10 power k. For example, 10, 20, 30 and so on up to 90. This will have number of trailing zeros 1. Number of trailing zeros 1. Or it is nothing but the highest power of 10, which is 1. All got 1 0 at the end. 10, 20, 30 till 90. All got 1 0 at the end. Suppose if it is 100, 200 and so on up to 900, this has got number of trailing zeros or number of zeros at the end is nothing but 2, which is nothing but the highest power of 10 square. 10 square, it is nothing but 10 power 2, so highest power is 2. Similarly, 1000, 2000 and so on up to 9000, last 3 digits is nothing but 3 zeros. Number of trailing zeros is 3, which is nothing but 10 power 3. Which is nothing but 10 power 3. Number of zeros at the end. Number of zeros at the end is nothing but trailing zeros. How we get number of zeros at the end? It is nothing but highest power of 10 power k. It is nothing but highest power of 10 power k. One example. Example 1. Extremely important concept, sir. Find the highest power for. Find the, or instead of highest power, we'll do number of trailing zeros for. Number of zeros at find the number of trailing zeros for. Highest power of 10 power. Find the number of trailing zeros for. One example. First question. Example 10 power 38. Extremely 10 power 38. 10 power 1 has got 1 0 at the end. 10 power 2 got 2 zeros at the end. 10 power 38 got 38 zeros at the end. 38 zeros at the end. 38 zeros at the end. Second one. 2 power 37 into 5 power 12. 2 power 37 into 5 power 12. 10 power 1 has got 1 0 at the end. Where are we? Second question. Please write down, sir. Find the number of trailing zeros. Number of trailing zeros for. Few more questions which we will solve. 2 power 37 into 5 power 16. Find the number of trailing zeros for 2 power 37 into 5 power 16. These is nothing but 2 into 5 power 16 into 2 power 21. These 2 power 21 into 10 power 16. 10 power 16 will have 16 zeros at the end. All the numbers will have 10 power 16 will have zeros at the end. 10 power 1 will have 1 0 at the end. 10 power 2 will have 2 zeros at the end. So answer for this question is there are 16 zeros at the end. 16 zeros at the end. Another question. 3 power 13 into 5 power 7 into 7 power 2. Number of trailing zeros. Number of trailing zeros. Number of trailing zeros. Number of trailing zeros is nothing but the highest power of 10 power k. To get 10 power k, we should get 2 power k and 5 power k. There should be a combination of 2 and 5. There should be a combination of 2 and 5. Only 5 combination is there. So answer is, there are no trailing zeros. There are no trailing zeros. I hope the concept is clear. There are no trailing zeros. To get the highest power of 10, we should get highest power of 2 and 5. 2 is not there in the second question. To get 10, we should take a minimum power of 2 and 5. To get 100, 2 square and 5 square. To get 1000, 2 cube and 5 cube. So answer is, there are no trailing zeros. Why? Because to get a trailing zero, we should get a combination of 2 and 5. Second question. I hope it is clear. Third question. Keep writing it, sir. Third question. Third question. Then we will do some good quality problems. Find the number of trailing zeros for. Find the number of trailing zeros for. Find the number of trailing zeros for. 15 factorial, 23 factorial, 58 factorial, 58 factorial, 15 factorial, 23 factorial, 58 factorial. Number of trailing zeros is nothing but highest power of 10. Number of trailing zeros is nothing but highest power of 10. 10 power k is 2 power k into 5 power k. Very, very beautiful example, because most of the students were taught by the teachers that number of zeros at the end is always highest power of 5, which in today's example I am going to prove it that it is not always true. Listen carefully. So 15 is nothing but 2 sevens are, 2 threes are, 2 ones are. So 15 factorial is 2 power 11. 15 for 3 is 5 power 3 into k. So these is nothing but 2 into 5 power 3, 2 power 8 into k. So answer for this question is 3. First one answer is 3, which is nothing but the highest power of 5, which is nothing but the highest power of 5. Second question, 23 factorial, 23 divided by 2, 2 11s are, 2 5s are, 2 2s are and 2 1s are. 23 factorial is 11 plus 5 16, 18, 19. So 2 power 19 into 5 is nothing but 5 4s are 20. 5 power 4 into remaining prime bases. So it is 2 into 5 power 4 into 2 power 15 into k. 10 power 1 will have 1 0 at the end. 10 power 2 will have 2 zeros at the end. 10 power 4 will have 4 zeros at the end. Praveen, ఇది charging bettese. Answer is 4. Second one, I hope it is clear. Slowly we will increase the level of difficulty. Third one. First one clear, second one clear. Just take the powers of 2 and 5. Just take the powers of 2 and 5. Just take the powers of 2 and 5. Third one. Try to solve the third one similarly. After this problem, some very, very good problems we are going to discuss. Very, very good problems we are going to discuss. Extremely important problems which we are going to discuss. Third one. Third one is a very easy question. Then I will draw an important conclusion. Then I will draw an important conclusion. Third one. 58 factorial. 58 factorial. So these is nothing but 58 factorial. Power of 2 is 2 29s are 58. 2 14s are. 2 7s are. 2 3s are. 2 1s are. So 58 factorial is nothing but 29 plus 14, 43, 50, 53, 54. 2 power 54 into 5 will become 5 11s are, 5 2s are. 2 plus 11 plus 2, 13. 5 power 13 into k. So this is nothing but 2 into 5 power 13 into 2 power 41 into k. Number of zeros at the end for the third question is 13. Number of zeros at the end. The third question is 13. First, second and third. It is very easy questions. They are all very easy questions. Now I will increase the level of difficulty. Now if you observe key point 1. Key point 1. Please observe this example. Key point 1. Suppose 70 factorial number of trailing zeros. Number of trailing zeros. If you observe this example, 70 factorial. 70, what is the power of 2 35s are, 2 17s are, 2 8s are, 2 4s are, 2 2s are, 2 1s are. How much we got? 5 14s are, 5 2s are. So 70 factorial is nothing but, if I add all these values, 7, 15, 32, 67, 2 power 67 into 5 power 16 into k. So power of 5 is very small compared to power of 2. So what I did is 2 into 5 power 16 into 2 power 61 into k I did it. So answer I got 16. What is important to me here is power of 5 is very small compared to power of 2. So automatically I took power of 5. Can I write like this? 70, first I divided by 5. 5 14s are 70. Reminder, forget about it. Then I divided 70 by 5. Then I divided 70 by 5 square. Am I right? 70 divided by 25. 25 2s are. Then I divided 70 by 125. From this, all this is 0. All this is 0. So it is nothing but 14 plus 2. Remaining all are zeros. So it is 16. Instead of doing it like this, I am doing it like this. I am doing it like this. So whatever I got is nothing but the highest power 5. Am I right? Highest power for 5. So first I am dividing, if there is a factorial number is there, first I am dividing by 5, then I am dividing by 5 square, then I am dividing it by 5 cube, and the process continues. Once you got 0, then all the numbers from that 0 will be 0. Why? What is this bracket? Bracket is, I am eliminating the remainder. 70 by 5, 14 and remainder 0. I will just write the integer. 70 by 25. 2 point something, so it is 2. 70 by 125, it is 0 point something, it is 0. 14 plus 2 is 16. Am I right? So the number of zeros at the end. Number of zeros at the end for factorial problems only. Number of zeros at the end for factorial problems only is nothing but the, not even the highest power of 10, but the highest power of 5. Please write down in the second important slide, then we will do a very important conclusion. Please write down this one. Right? Power of 2 is very high compared to power of 5. So it is equivalent to taking the power of 5 only. It is equivalent to taking the power of 5 only. Please write down number of zeros at the end. Number of zeros at the end. For n factorial is nothing but the highest power of, turn. In turn it is equivalent to the highest power of 5. Power of 5 is enough. Power of 2's, the value will be right little high. Highest power of 5. So what am I doing? First I am dividing it by 5. Whatever value is there, that I will write it. Then I am dividing it by 5 square. Then I am dividing it by 5 cube. Then I am dividing it by 5 power 4. These values, after some time, the value will come out to be 0, 0, 0 and anything. Can I say this is a, right? This will stop at a particular point of a time. For example, 100 will stop at 100 by 5, 100 by 25. This is a finite series. 100 by 25. Suppose if it is 200, this will stop at 200 by 5. Next is 200 by 5 square. Next is 200 by 5 cube. Next is 200 by 5 cube. Am I right? These values will stop at a particular finite value. After that, everything will be 0. Can I say finite value? This will stop at a particular finite value is always less than infinite value. N by 5, n by 5 square, n by 5 cube, and so on up to infinite. Can I say 1 plus 2 plus 3 is always less than 1 plus 2 plus 3 till infinite? Am I right? So the series will go up to, if it is infinite, so that finite series is always less than the infinite series. X is less than n by 5, which is 1 plus 1 by 5, 1 plus 1 by 5 square, and so on up to infinite. X is less than n by 5. This is nothing but 5 by 4. How you got? A by 1 minus 1 by r. This series is a GP series. Sum of infinite series in GP series is A by 1 minus r. So this is nothing but x is less than 4. That means n should be greater than 4x. Please make a note of it. What is the relationship between the highest power of 5 and the number for which factorial is added? So the relationship is n is greater than 4x. I will tell its importance. N is greater than 4x. Again I am repeating. Suppose a number is there for which factorial we have to do. That is n factorial. Right? We have to find out the highest power of 10. Highest power of 10. Highest power of 10, instead of finding the highest power of 10, it is equivalent to finding the highest power of 5 only for factorial based problems. If it is 100, 100 by 5, 100 by 5 square, 100 by 5 is 20, 100 by 25 is 4, remaining all 100 by 5 cube, 100 by 5 power 4, everything will be 0. So this is a finite series. The value of this series will stop at a point depending upon the value of n. Suppose if the value of n is 200, it will stop at 200 by 125. If the value of n is 1000, it will stop at n by 5 power 4. Depending upon the value of n, that series will stop. Can I say that 1 plus 2 plus 3 is less than 1 plus 2 plus 3 till infinite? Finite series is always less than infinite series. So x is less than n by 5, n by 5 square, n by 5 cube, and so on up to infinite. X is less than n by 5. 1 plus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 5 square till infinite. N by 5. This series is a infinite series. So answer is a by 1 minus r. 1 by 1 minus 1 by 5. If I solve it, I will get n is greater than 4x. I will get n is greater than 4x. Write down this beautiful conclusion. Beautiful conclusion. I will tell its application right now itself, then you will understand it clearly. I hope it is clear. So one important conclusion is n is greater than 4x. N is greater than 4s. N is the number, right, for which factorial is present. For which factorial is present. N is the number for which factorial is present. X is the number of zeros at the end. X is the number of zeros at the end. X is the number of zeros at the end. Example, n factorial ends with 12 zeros. How many values n can take? How many values n can take? n factorial ends with 12 zeros. How many values n can take? So how to solve this question? N is greater than, number of zeros at the end is 12. N is greater than 4x. N is greater than 4 into 12. N is greater than 48. So by this we came to know that what is the value of n? N value should be greater than 48. What is the multiple of 5? Just greater than 48, 50. 50, what will be the number of zeros? 5 tens are 50, 5 twos are 10. What is 10 plus 2? 10 plus 2 is nothing but 12 zeros at the end. I got 12 zeros. So 50 will have 12 zeros at the end. 51 will have 12 zeros at the end. 52 will have, 53 has got, and 54 has got. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Because if I take 55, 5 11s are 55, 5 2s are 10. 11 plus 2 is 13. I want only 12 zeros at the end. I want only 12 zeros at the end. So there are 5 values which will have 12 zeros at the end. I hope the concept is clear. Very beautiful question. Generally in our textbook, only the number of zeros at the end we will find it out. If the number of zeros at the end is given, we can also find the number. We can also find the number. N factorial ends with 12 zeros. How many values n can take? N is greater than 4x. N is greater than 48. What is the multiple of 5 greater than 48? 50. 5 tens are 50, 5 twos are 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. So if 50 has got 12 zeros at the end, till the next multiple of 5, I will get the answer. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. I hope it is clear. 2 more examples so that this concept is extremely clear to you. First one, I hope it is clear. Second one, please write down. Second one. Second question. N factorial ends with 22 zeros. How many values n can take? How many values n can take? N factorial ends with 22 zeros. How many values n can take? So the answer for this question is n is greater than 4x. N is greater than 4 into 22. N is greater than 88. What is the lowest multiple of 5? Just greater than 88, 90. Let us see. These is nothing but 5 18s are 90, 5 3s are 15, 5 3s are 15. 18 plus 3, how much I got? 21. How much I require? 22 I require. Let us check with the next multiple of 5. 5 19s are 95. 5 3s are 15. What is 19 plus 3? 22 I got. If this is not satisfying, go to the next number. Go to the next number. 19 plus 3 is 22. So answer is 95 will satisfy. 96, 97, 98 and 99. Totally how many values will satisfy? 5 values will satisfy. 5 values will satisfy. I hope if not the lowest multiple of 5, after 88 go to the next value. What is the value of n after 88? 90. 90 is giving you 5 18s are 90, 5 3s are 15. 18 plus 3 is 21, but I want 22. So if I take 95, 5 19s are 95, 5 3s are 15. 19 plus 3 is 22. Write down one more question. Write down one more question. Please put a star mark on this question. Very important observation which we are going to do it. Please write down. Please write down. N factorial. N factorial. Third example. N factorial ends with 17 zeros. How many values n can take? How many values n can take? N factorial ends with 17 zeros. How many values n can take? So n is greater than 4 into 17. n is greater than 68. What is the multiple of 5 just greater than 68? 70. 70 is nothing but 5 14s are and 5 2s are. 14 plus 2 is 16 zeros. I want 17 zeros. Take the next multiple of 5. 5 15s are 75. 5 3s are 15. 15 plus 3 is 18 zeros. 16 zeros jump to 18 zeros. 17 zeros I am not finding it. So no value of n exists. Answer is no value of n exists. I hope the idea is clear. No value of n exists. It cannot have 17 zeros at the end. Sir, why it is happening directly from 16 it is jumping to 18? Why? Because 75 is nothing but a multiple of 25. 25 is 5 square. Not only 1 power of 5, there will be jump of 2 powers of 5. There will be jump of 2 powers of 5. So it is not always that you will get the answer depending upon the question, right? Sometimes you might get the answer, sometimes you might not get the answer. N factorial ends with 17 zeros. N is greater than 4x. N is greater than 68, 70. 5 14s are, 5 2s are. 14 plus 2 is 16. It is 15 plus 3 is 18. 16 became 18. So 17 zeros will not come in any of the factorial. Answer is no value of n exists, satisfying this equation. I hope it is clear. N is greater than 4x. N is greater than 4x. N is greater than 4x. Extremely important conclusion to correlate factorial with number of zeros at the end. To correlate factorial with number of zeros at the end, the relationship is n is greater than 4x. N is greater than 4x. I hope the idea is clear. Now, another idea, please write down. Another idea. Key point 2. Key point 2. Suppose 2 in base system 10. In a base system, 2 is 1 0 because it is 2 ones are 2, remainder 0. 4 in base system 10. 4 is 2 square. In a base system 10 is 1 0 in base system 2. 4 in base system 2. 2 2s are 4, remainder 0. 2 ones are 2, remainder 0. 1 0. 8 in base system 10. It is nothing but 1 000 in base system 2. So 8 is nothing but 2 4s are 8. 2 2s are 4, remainder 0. 2 2s are 0. 2 1s are 2. It is 1 000. 1 000. Very, very important key point. If there is 1 0 at the end, it is nothing but the highest power of 2 in base system 10. If there are 2 zeros at the end, this is nothing but the highest power of 2, which is 2 at the end. If there are 3 zeros at the end, this is nothing but the highest power of 2, which is 3 at the end. Very, very important point. Number of zeros at the end. Number of zeros at the end in base system K. Number of zeros at the end in base system K. It is nothing but highest power of K. It is nothing but highest power of K in a base system 10. Please make a note of it. Please make a note of it. Number of zeros at the end in base system K. Number of zeros at the end in a base system. In a base system 2 is nothing but the highest power of 2 in base system 10. So 4 in base system 10 is 2 zeros at the end. 2 at the end is nothing but the power of 2. 3 zeros at the end is nothing but the power of 2 in base system 10. Number of zeros at the end in base system K is nothing but highest power of K in base system 10. Number of zeros at the end, 3 zeros are there. It is nothing but the power of 2, which is 3. 2 zeros at the end, it is nothing but the power of 2. I hope the idea is clear. Number of zeros at the end in base system k is equivalent to highest power of k in base system 10. Number of zeros at the end in base system k is highest power of k in base system 10. Please write down the questions. Question: 37 factorial in base system 10. In base system 7, how many trailing zeros are there? 37 factorial when converted into base system 7, how many zeros it will give? How many zeros it will give? 37. This question in a statement is 37 factorial when converted in base system 7. When converted in base system 7, when converted in base system 7, has dash number of trailing zeros, has dash number of trailing zeros. 37 factorial when converted in base system 7 has a dash number of trailing zeros. Just now we discussed number of trailing zeros in base system 7 is nothing but the highest power of 7 in 37 factorial. So this is nothing but 7 5s are 35. Answer is 5 zeros at the end. Just a twister in the question. You might think that the question is a difficult question. It is not a difficult question. It's an easy question. 37 factorial when converted in base system 7 has a dash number of zeros. Any number if you converted to base system k, number of zeros at the end is nothing but the highest power of base system for that number. So it is nothing but highest power of 7 in 37 factorial. So 37 factorial highest power of 7 is 7 5s are 35. Answer is 5 trailing zeros. Answer is 5 trailing zeros. 3 more questions, the idea will be extremely clear to you. Idea will be extremely clear to you. 70 factorial in a base system 10. If I convert into base system 9, how many number of trailing zeros are present? How many number of trailing zeros are present? Number of trailing zeros. This is nothing but highest power of 9. Highest power of 9 in 70 factorial. 9 is nothing but 3 square. So 70 factorial is 3 23s are, 3 7s are, 3 2s are. So 70 factorial is given by 23 plus 7 30, 30 plus 2 32. 3 power 32 into some other prime bases. So it is 3 square power 16 into some other prime bases. Answer is number of trailing zeros is nothing but 16. I hope it is clear. This is a straightforward question. The question can be twisted like this. 70 factorial in base system 10. In base system 9 will have how many zeros at the end? Number of zeros at the end is nothing but the highest power of that number for that factorial. Highest power of 9 in 70 factorial. 9 is 3 square. So 9 is a composite number. Do it for 3. 3 23s are, 3 7s are, 3 2s are, which is 3 power 32, which is nothing but 3 square power 16 into k. 9 power 16. So answer for this question is 16. I hope the idea is clear. One more question.